So I wanted to do this video today for two sets of people. First of all, for the 18 to 22 year old who is literally trying to figure it out right now. What are you going to do for the rest of your life? And then this is also for the parents of those people, fresh new adults getting ready to venture out into the world and haven't figured out what they want to do yet. And the first people I want to talk to is those 18 to 22. I've noticed my demographic stats that I get a few of you on here, so this is for you. And I want you to be honest with yourself because I think you're lying to yourself. If you're here, it's because you're interested in photography. I don't know how you found the video, but here you are. So I want to ask you a question. Do you want to be a professional photographer, or do you want to look like a professional photographer? And this is a question that only you can answer. And this is a question that you need to really be honest with yourself about. Let me give you an example. So for a long time, I played a lot of poker. Local games, I would travel to Las Vegas. I played in several World Series of Poker events. And there were two types of poker player, and you know what I'm talking about if you've ever seen professional poker played in person or on TV. There's the people that are professional poker players, and then there's the people that want to look like professional poker players or just look like poker players in general. And I think you know who I'm talking about. They got the hood, the sunglasses, and the Bose headphones around their neck, and they're surly, and they're those people, demonstrative idiots. And those are the people that you love to play into in the world of poker. You love to bet into them because they always try to bluff and make big look, it's the still waters running deep at the guy at the second position there that's taking all the money. You never knew that he was a good poker player. He didn't have to prove it to anybody. He certainly wasn't going to show it off. So let me ask you a question. Do you want to look like a pro photographer, or do you actually want to work as a pro photographer? And the words professional photographer anymore, I don't know how many jobs there are out there for professional photographers, but understand this. You can find your own market. You can find your job in professional photography, whether it's wedding photography or real estate photography, whatever you want to do, make it your own. But if you're not passionate about it, if it's not really what you want to do, if you want to look the part and not be the part, then you're just going to fail. Simply, you're going to fail. The work is what matters. The results are what matter. Not walking around New York City with your little knit cap rolled up the top of your head and your hoodie sweatshirt and your Leica M6 worn like a necklace because it's an accessory, not a camera. Your jeans are rolled up and you got your little tote bag around, holding, not a camera. You've seen those people. They're doing walkie-talkies and stuff like that. Those are people that want to look like photographers, not be photographers. So if you can't be honest with anyone else, then at least be honest with yourself. If you find yourself looking for the accessories to look like a photographer, then I'm just telling you right now, as a long-term professional in my job, in my career as a radio professional, who I've seen so many people come and go that wanted to look like a radio DJ, not do the work to become one, and last in a business like I have for 38 plus years, those people fail miserably every time. But if you're passionate about it and you want to do the work, you can do whatever you want to do. So there's some tips for that. The first tip, it's not about the equipment. It's not about the accessories. It's not about even the camera. One of my favorite commercials of all time, I'm not an Apple guy, I'm an Android guy, but one of my favorite commercials was an Apple commercial. It's a few generations of iPhone ago, and I think they had really upgraded the camera at that point. And one of the commercials was this kid who was getting up early in the morning or out late at night and getting cool photos and videos on his phone. And I think the commercial in its long form online, the video of that commercial showed some of the work that was done with an iPhone. And you can make any camera work for what you need it to do. You can make any video, whether it's on a big honking video camera you wear on your shoulder or one that you hold in your hand and carry in your pocket, you can make it look good. And that's about the work. That kid in that commercial was doing the work. He didn't care that he had a mirrorless camera that cost him $3,000. He didn't care if he had a Leica M6, he wasn't wearing it around his neck. He wanted to do the work, and he did the work, and the result is the work. That's what you'll be recognized for. Oh, people might look at you as you're walking by in your little knit cap rolled up on the top of your head and say, oh, that's a professional photographer. If that's your game, get out, go away. This isn't for you. And most professions, have that same kind of, you can look like the profession or you can be the profession. So that's the first point I wanted to make about that. Try not to look like the job, be the job. And then the other thing is, and it's, look, as tale as old as time, and you can just you can tune out the video if this is gonna bother you when I say it, but you can do anything you want if you keep your expenses low. Oh, I know. Mom, Dad, the same guy on the radio saying that thing to kids is now the guy on the video saying that thing about, oh, I can't get a credit card because, or I can't put this on payments because, I can't do layaway because. The number one reason why careers fail at your age, at 18 to 22 years old, is because you've got too much debt. And you have to work a job that you hate to pay off the debt that you've already created for yourself. If you embrace the fact that you don't need expensive equipment to get this done, if you embrace the fact that the long-term benefit about saving money now is so great that you won't believe it, would you trust me if I told you that I made all the mistakes that I'm telling you about right now? And now, my life is nothing like I thought it would be. When I was 23 years old, when I was 25 years old, when I was 28 years old, I thought to myself, I'm never gonna make it. I'm never gonna have any money. I'm never gonna be able to retire. I'm not gonna have a house, all these things. And it wasn't until I started to realize that and worked on the debt that I had created for myself at 28 and 30 and 33 and 35. I mean, I wasn't really making any money until 35 to 40 years old, and it took me forever to crawl out of the debt hole that I created for myself, and it kept me from doing some of the things I wanted to do. Now, granted, I do work in a dream job. I am absolutely blessed in that respect. I'm not gonna say that luck didn't have something to do with it, but a lot of hard work went into what I do for a living. But I had to bog myself down in debt recovery, and it stagnated my dream for a long time. I took jobs I didn't really want because of the money. I did things on the side just to make more money for myself so I could survive as a radio host. Was it worth it? Yes. Was it hard? Hell yes. Could I have avoided it? Absolutely. And you can too. You simply can. If you're 18, 20, 22 years old, and you find yourself with a couple of grand in credit card debt, do whatever you can to pay it off. I'm not Dave Ramsey, I understand that. But if you are living with expenses here, then all you have to do is earn here. Because someday you're gonna earn here. And if your expenses are still down here, you're going to, I can't even tell you the difference it makes in your life. One of the biggest compliments I get is when I talk about things on the radio and I address my younger audience. I'll say, okay, if you're like 12 years old right now, I really want you to listen to this. And I'll get texts and calls from parents after that. And they say this to me. They'll say, my kids were listening when you said what you said and you called attention to them. And even though it's the same thing I say to my kids all the time, hearing it come out of the radio or hear it come out of somebody's mouth that they don't really know, but they kind of know, really hit with them. And they ask me questions about it. So if you're that parent of the 18 to 22 year old, maybe you should show them this video, that someone that did all the things wrong, made all the mistakes, crawled his way out of it, and is getting to work his dream job at 60 years old. I'm still on the radio at a top 40 radio station, making bank. I am, believe it or not, in 2025. My house is valued at $1.5 million. I couldn't pay $300 in rent when I was 20 years old. I'm not kidding. I'm not bragging. This is not about bragging. This is letting you see a perspective from somebody that has made it but struggled as hard as you did. And there was a time I wanted to look like a radio DJ. I didn't want to do the work, and I got fired a bunch. I really did. And when I realized it's not about how you look, it's about what you do and how you do it, it all changed. It all changed. So the title of this video, the thumbnail said, stop lying to yourself. If you're lying to yourself, nobody knows but you. Nobody. Only you know that you're lying to yourself. If you're honest and you're passionate and you just know that whatever it is you want to do, whether it's photography or anything else, if you really want to do it, you know it. It doesn't matter if anybody else knows it. Because in 10, 15, or 20 years, when you're successful, doing what you want to do and making good money at it, there's no other happiness that matters other than family and the career that gives you the ability to raise your family the way you want to. I hate doing this near a roadway. I thought it was a nice pull-off. Can you hear that? Thank you for watching. If you have any questions about anything I've said in these comments, in this video, drop them into the comments. I would love to talk to you about it. Stop lying to yourself. Be honest with yourself. And if you can't be honest with yourself, then you need to look at yourself and you need to figure things out. When you're honest with yourself, the world opens up. When you tell the truth to yourself, don't care about anybody else. Nobody else really matters. Be honest with yourself and you are going to go anywhere and everywhere you want to go. I mean that from the bottom of my heart because I've been through it. I have absolutely been through it. Have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. I really do.